Hi viewers, welcome back to JMC podcast. This is the Football Talk podcast, and we've got an all panel back. And what are you guys saying?
Yeah, good man.
All good, bro.
So if you guys are new to this channel, please give this video some love and please subscribe to the channel. We're first going to go and talk about the Manchester Derby, and I'm sure Bav, who's a United fan, is super excited to talk about the scoreline.
Can't wait. Uh, yeah, absolutely depressing.
Man's gonna lay the pipe bomb.
It's one of those. They're not even worth the words I'm going to talk. To be honest, like it was diabolical performance. But nothing that we didn't predict. It was very spineless, very one-way traffic. City were in control for about, I'd say, 85 minutes of the game. They just kept us at arm's length, struck three blows, and that's all she wrote. But it was a very sorry performance. A lot of what sort of performances there that were just a summary of like the state of the team. There's just no cohesion, no togetherness, just very flat. That's all we can say, really.
What did you predict last week for the scoreline?
I was a bit generous. I went 2-0 to City
So it's just one by one goal. So
by one goal.
you expected the game to be the way it turned out. So why are you so disappointed then?
Not disappointed. It's just that I had to sit there and watch it. That's probably the only disappointing thing about it. It's just one of those. You obviously you have the hope that you're going to do well, but you kind of know how it's going to go.
Well, if you remember before the show ended last week, we did say to you that it's gonna be a shithole, a shittery that you're gonna see on TV, and you're like, yeah, I'm still gonna do it.
Still got to do it, and it's otherwise, what's the point in you got to have the hope, don't you? It was gone after like 20 minutes. You never know.
So what did you like and what did you not like from your team's performance? Like you expected the team to perform as bad as they did. Was there anything that you saw that you like any positives out of that game?
Goalie did well, didn't he? He kept made a few class saves. That's about as good as it got for United. Hoyland looked a little bit busy, but everything in between them was just absolutely diabolical. But I think Nana made a few decent saves. I think it might do his confidence a bit of good, trying to make those saves, even though he let in three. But it says a lot that he's the best performer, and you've lost 3-0. They're
Yeah.
the positives I take out of that, to be honest.
Isn't it becoming a recurring theme that your goalkeepers are always best performing person in the team? That's happened in the last four few seasons.
It has, yeah. The front line just isn't cohesive at all. I don't know what they do in training. They certainly don't work on shape or just work trying to create chances. They just seem to just sit down and chill. They're probably playing FIFA all week. That's just what it looks like to me.
So you like I've been hearing a lot of United fans going against Ten Hag. What your opinion on him?
Uh, With Ten Hag, I think he has the right. We have the right now to question his tactics. I'm not Ten Hag out, but I think he's made a lot of questionable tactics the last few weeks. He's bought Mason Mount, which was his priority signing. He's not even playing him. He took Amrabat at half time and brought him on. I didn't see the sense and logic behind that change. The only thing I can think of was the yellow card. Like his signings haven't worked out, so I think he's under a lot of scrutiny at the minute. I do like the like. I know what he's trying to do, but he's just gone about it in the wrong way. So he can be questioned. But if we were to sack him, who would you get in? There is no one to, that I think could turn this around. So you're better off sticking with him for now, and hopefully you can turn it around.
That's what cost you the game as well. Making that stop taking off Amrabat and putting on Mount. I don't think Mount did anything in that second half. Didn't contribute once. Didn't do anything. All he was doing was chasing shadows that whole second half. That was the dumbest tactic change I could ever imagine. I don't rate Ten Hag. I think and there's like I said last week, there's no point just changing the manager because we just go back to square one, bring in someone who crap as well because there is no one out there. And then what you do is end up recycling the squad around, and then it's just the same thing every 3 years.
got to be one of those where we just got to take the pain now. Look at Arteta. If you looked at him in his first 2 years, some of the performances were diabolical, but he had a plan. I don't think United have a plan. Don't get me wrong, but if you can back your manager in the correct way and sort of have everyone on the same page. Pep said it at the end of the game. Him, his sporting director, the chairman are all on the same page. That's what United need, and that's when you get a cohesive transfer strategy. And you don't have to be, if you, as long as you got a cohesive strategy, you will eventually it'll eventually seep through into the performances. I just don't think United they don't seem to focus on that side of things. They've got money, but they're buying crap with it. They've not got a plan, and this is about probably 3 or 4 managers worth of squad there. You got remnants of Van Gaal, bit of Mourinho, bit of Ole in there still, and now Ten Hag sprinkled his stuff on there, crap as it is, but it's just very mishmashy. Like look at Arsenal squad now. That's all Arteta is. His fingerprints are all over there. There's nothing for Emery or Wenger on there anymore. So that's the model you need to go down.
And even then, I think the game was quite close in the first 20 minutes, even though it was 0-0, probably see it were dominating. The only reason the game changed was because they got a cheap penalty that I don't think was a penalty.
If you look at it, it's a foul. It's
No,
a penalty. It's a harsh one, but if you're going to give that, there's others they need to be giving.
Yeah, exactly. So I think every single game you'll see that challenge, and that means there should be a penalty every single game. I think they just gave it because it was Man City. I don't think if it was any other game, that's not a clear and obvious error in my head. Would Rodri have got the header for that? I don't think so. Would he have scored from it? So stuff like that. And he went to the ground so easily as well.
It's very similar to the one that Højlund had on Gabriel, and the VR didn't even check that one, whereas they analysed this one to the hilt.
Yes. Like I really do think that penalty was really, really soft and
Very soft, yeah.
it actually didn't make any sense to give Man City that penalty, especially when the other day they should have got a red card. That same player should have got a red card twice, and somehow Man City just get away with these decisions week in, week out. And if they get away with this stuff, they're just gonna keep on winning the league continuously. And yeah, I think that was stupid. But one thing I still want to point out that I think Ten Hag got his tactics wrong and the starting formation wrong as well. He was playing Bruno on the right wing, which I don't think is his favorite position or favored position. And also you already had was it a right back or left back where Lindelof played? Like he shouldn't be playing at all. He should be a natural left or right back playing in his position. Had that fit player.
Definitely, yeah. I agree. I think there was a lot of he even played Evans over Varane, and for tactical reasons, not even fitness. I thought, is Varane injured again because he's made of glass? But if you're playing for tactical reasons, I don't want to know what the problem is if you're dropping Varane and playing Evans. That's just doesn't make any sense to me.
It's a sign of like he's lost the plot. That's what.
Yeah, he can certainly be questioned now. He got a lot of goodwill for his performance last year, but some of the decisions this year have been very baffling, and he's rightfully coming under a lot of scrutiny for it.
And the stats I saw earlier, that usually this is the period where the managers get sacked, because Mourinho got sacked. I think after 18 games when he lost 5 games.
He was around Christmas time. He went, I think, yeah.
And
Ole went around this time.
Ole went around this time, and he had lost 5 games after 12 games. Now you've played 10 games and you lost 5 games. So
it's a worse situation. It's the same pattern. Like it comes down to it. How has it happened with 3 or 4 managers now that were in the same position? Surely it can't just come down to the managers. Like it's the whole club. Its structure's incorrect. You could sack the manager. You have a honeymoon period, but we'll be back down this same road in 18 months, 2 years time. It's just all too familiar, and that isn't just down to the management. That's down to the upper levels of the club. There's something really bad about it.
Laziness. They're too busy trying to sell the club.
Well, selling 20%. Yeah, selling 20% off. Yeah,
that's where the effort's going into.
It's just toxic. It's very toxic. How can Gary Neville alluded to? How can you focus on football things if you're not going to be there? Like we've got these rumors of Ratcliffe coming in, and why would the manager be motivated by that? Because he's apparently going to get the chop, and so is all the director of football and sporting directors. So what incentive is there to even do your job properly if this is what's been rumored?
What about you, Nish? What's your opinion
Yeah,
on all this?
it's very like Babak Nail said the right way. It's very toxic. It's just rotten there. They bought Casemiro and Eriksen 12 months ago, and they already need to replace them because Casemiro just doesn't look at it and Eriksen doesn't look at it, and that just there's no planning there. Like they need someone to, sit down with Ten Hag and have like a plan to see who we need to buy for the next couple of years. Trim the age down a bit as well of the squad because they still have like I know they tried to sell Maguire and stuff, but I think they should have just accepted that West Ham bid in the summer. I don't know why they didn't, and then they ended up signing Johnny Evans as well. So again, there's no plan or leadership there, and that has to come straight from the top. But at the moment, everything is like a circus, and yeah, it's just toxic. It reminds me of Arsenal a couple of years ago, where it was just so toxic. There were hardly any fans in the stadium, and all you hear was boos after the full-time whistle. So I think United are in that phase at the moment, or they have been in that phase for the last 5 years. And the only way to get out of that phase is to have a proper plan, proper structure, and stick with the manager. Because there's a way to lose games. And yesterday, I think the way United lost games was like it was just embarrassing. Anthony summed it up. That's just the attitude of Man United at the moment. The way Anthony just flipped out, and then making Bruno Fernandes as a captain. Yeah, he shouldn't be the face of your team. I think he shouldn't be captain either. So yeah, it's very toxic. It's very rotten. And the change needs to happen from the top first.
Yeah, it feels so for you, Bav, what you're going through. I'm sure we all went through this shithole in the last
It's
10
all right.
We all
It's all right. It's
But-
I had 20 years of joy growing up.
Like-
So it's
like
it's just
United-
Peter's comeuppance for that, isn't it? Really.
It seems like United have been going through this cycle since Ferguson retired because it seems like
It seems to have spiraled even worse and worse since then. It was bad when he left, but then it's just not got. It just went even worse. It's never ever even got back to the Moyes days. It's just got worse and worse and worse.
if
You had some few hope moments in there when Ole got you second and stuff, but then it's just like again there was no leadership at the top, and I think that's what you needed first and foremost. So yeah,
It's always ever been the manager, and you should guide everything. Modern football doesn't work that way. They're still trying to do the Fergie model today. It doesn't work. It was a one-off. No one else would make that work now. Like it doesn't work. Wenger made it work for a while, but even he suffered when David Dean went. He needed that filter to buy the correct players, and that sense check. Like all our managers have not had that, and that's why you see there's such a mishmash. That's why there's like slow, boring Van Gaal football, defensive Mourinho football, Ole ball, and Ten Hag ball. There's just mismatch. There's no consistency in profile.
because you've got the money, you just need to filter that money the right way, and have a plan with it. You can't just start buying this player and that player and then replacing it 12 months later. Don't get me wrong, Casemiro is an amazing player, but you already need to replace him. He doesn't even look fit. Then you've already replaced him with Amrabat, and you've replaced Eriksen with Mount already. So there's no plan going into these things.
It seems to be Ten Hag's leading that plan, and he's sort of dashed the plan he wanted originally. Originally, we were linked with Frankie De Jong, and he wanted that sort of defensive midfielder, but he seemed to have gone to the chopping board, and he's gone like a completely different direction against his philosophy. So he needs to have a bit of a check as well.
And literally every single player Nish named there was all different types of players. Like they don't fit into one type of football. They're all different variety of football where they all expect to play differently. It's just all put together in one team, which is just Man United.
It's actually it's like getting your ultimate team together. You can make it work, but it's like having the ultimate team with like zero chemistry. That's just what it is.
Yeah.
if I
Pretty
have
much.
to give you guys one advice for United, we'll start with Bav. Actually, we'll start with Nish, then Mitt, then Bav. What would that advice be? Just one.
To Bav.
No, not to Bav, to United.
Oh, I would say to Bav, just stick with it. It'll get better and get worse as an Arsenal fan.
It's just up and down, isn't it?
Yeah. Just stick with the pain.
Man thinks we're in a therapy session.
Just stick with the pain.
Intervention. This whole podcast.
It's all right. I'm not on suicide watch, guys. It's all right.
I think you need to give some advice to Bav now, because that's what a suicidal person would say.
Isn't it? Man's in denial.
Hopefully, Man United just keep getting worse and worse. Oh, advice to United. I don't know. Just they need to have a plan. They, hire a sporting director. And yeah, just have a plan with that. There's all this shit going on with the owners, but I think that needs to be put on the back burner and just get that middleman that can be the link to the owners, and then have like a 5-year plan on what you need to do. So, you know, next year we need to achieve Champions League football. The year after that, we need to win a cup. The year after that, we need to challenge for the title. Have like a plan like that. I think once they have that sort of link, I think they'll be all right. So I don't know who your sporting director is at the moment, or if Ten Hag is doing everything, but you know, you need that link. I think is important.
Oh, we got that. They've got one already. They've got the guy who visits pubs and has a pint with the fans. What's his name?
Is it Richard Arnold or John? We have. I don't know his role. Is it Richard Arnold?
They have one, but I think I'll just call him an Ivan Gazidis. He's in the Ivan Gazidis face.
Yeah, it's it doesn't seem to be, the vision doesn't seem to add up. It all seems to be Ten Hag's players, but there don't seem to be any style to it. Like what is Ten Hag's style? He seems to have gone away from what he wanted at Ajax.
I honestly think it's just your facilities are that shit. Like, I don't think you have gym equipment. You know that. I think it's all of that. I think you don't. Your manager, the training staff don't have the proper equipment to get your players up to speed, to be able to get them the way you want to play. Because I think all the other clubs have invested so much in their facilities where they've got the right equipments that they can set up proper training sessions for their players. I don't think it's like that for United. That's why it's so there's a lot of commingling, which isn't great. It's not, everyone isn't sure what to do. I think that's where it all stems from. I think that's where the investment should be going, rather than in new players and stuff like that.
That's where the gripe is with the gone.
Yeah, I also think that managers should get hired as a first team coach instead of actual managers, and then get promoted to like a manager if they want to take on more responsibility or if they feel comfortable. So I don't think setting them as a manager straight away is right. So I think that could, I think you gave Ten Hag a bit too much power at the start. So I think that's where it went wrong as well. Like, he brought in Anthony and stuff.
Yeah, I agree. Well, Ali.
Yeah, go on to finish your point.
No, I was going to say it all comes down to the ownership. Like Mitz mentioned it, no investment's gone in. I know people say you get the United have money, but they're spending it wrongly. It's gone on players and nothing on the facilities, nothing on the stadium, nothing on the infrastructure. They don't have, look at the youth system. It's not producing anyone. Like, the last person to come through is probably Rashford. Greenwood came through, but he's obviously a wrong one. So there's no one that's, we're not producing young players. We're not, coaching the ones we've got currently. It's all a mess. It's all just like, here's a pitch. You do what you want. There's no like guidance or structure at all in place.
So, Mitt, what's your advice to United?
That was my advice.
Oh, that was your big long ass advice.
Yeah.
All right, Bav, what's your advice?
Yeah, so it's very similar to initial. I'd get in a footballing side of the team. They've got directors like Richard Arnold and John Murtha, but they're not football people. They're just accountants and bankers. They don't know how football works. They don't know how to set a vision for the club. Get someone who's experienced, like Liverpool had in Michael Edwards, how Arsenal do with Edu now. So who's, the face, who looks at the footballing side of things and works to get those players in, set the vision, set the 5-year plan. That means you're not relying, all you need as a manager is to coach.
Do you know who they need up there? Roy Keane.
Roy Keane,
he would just get all characters with passion.
That's the whole. Imagine that team.
He'd break the whole board's legs before anything gets done.
I think that's what you need. You need someone to go in there and punch people in the face and be like, this is how you need to run the football club. Like, don't... Isn't
that what Evra said? He wanted to punch one of these United players.
That when someone threw a shoe at Evra, or someone to go buy out of him.
There's a few good candidates. I think Michael Edwards, I don't know if he's still with Liverpool. I'd pinch him if he's available. Who else is there? There's Van der Sar by Ajax. I know he's not there anymore. Look at how shit they're doing.
Just get Dortmund's one. Everyone's snatching up Dortmund's players. Go for their infrastructure, all of their whoever's running the club.
We tried to do that and look at what happened.
Yeah, we got
I
that.
think
We
that's
got that Sven Mislin tap from there. Yeah.
There's that Nice one that's been linked. If Ineos end up getting if they end up getting in power, that's the rumors. Their football directors being rumored to be coming in for United. He's got a very good track record, so that seems to be the direction, if I'm not mistaken.
I think Van der Sar would be a good option because he knows the club and he's done the role at Ajax. I don't know about his health sort of conditions these days, but I think he was doing well at Ajax. So I think that'll be a good snatch for you guys.
I don't know if he'd be good on his health going to United.
Yeah, true.
I'd stay well away. Anyone who's got a reputation to protect shouldn't be coming to United. I think it'd be someone who needs to build their rep would want to come.
It was like literally what Gary Neville said. It's a graveyard going to Man United.
Yeah, it's just you'd only go there if you just want money. There's no other reason. You wouldn't make a career there. You're not going to get known. You get all the talent stripped out of you. Now, all these players that they bought, they can't all be that bad. There's got to be the toxic environment diluting all the talent and out the players.
The players and ex-managers have come out and said the same shit about United. Like, it is pure toxic environment, and they're literally, I can't remember who should that manager that is it Ragniff, whatever his name is.
Oh, Ralph Rangnick.
Rangnick,
yeah. He literally came out and said, like, to the T, that this is the issue with the team. Like, I think his quote was, "This isn't a like
cosmetic." It was open heart surgery, wasn't it?
Yeah,
I remember the quote.
or something like that. It's not just one of those things where you can treat it, etc. You literally need to change the whole thing inside out.
Yeah, he was right, and they freaking sacked him.
Wasn't he going to be your
he was
director? Yeah,
he was, and he called them out for all the toxicity, and he got canned. That just shows you the ownership and what they want. They don't care about profile or structure. They just care about the money coming in.
They just want yes man.
Because he's the one that recommended Ten Hag, and he was gonna be his support system and be his sporting director. But yeah, they sacked him.
That's because he probably had an idea in his head of how he wanted to do things, and they probably shot him down for it.
Yeah, probably they wanted.
They got all the yes men. People like Arnold and Murta stabbed in the back. They called him out and said, "This is not how you conduct things." But he was right. He was just saying how it was. But they were afraid they were going to lose their jobs, and that's where it all came down to. The directors was fearful of having to spend money and being called out and having to give up power to him, and that's why he didn't get that's why he was just let go.
Yeah, let's move on to something more positive to put a smile back on Bav's face. Let's speak about the Arsenal's game, 5-0 victory, and Nish, your thoughts on it?
Yeah, routine victory, I guess. Didn't even get out of first gear. Sheffield are just god awful, man. Like, I don't know, they didn't even have a shot. And yeah, it was just a routine for us. Clean sheet, get the goal difference up. Nketiah hat-trick. Got to rest a couple of players and rotate. So yeah, not much to add apart from just a good kickabout with the boys, like Ivan Toney said a couple of years ago about Arsenal. So yeah, it was decent, and keeps our unbeaten run going before a trip to St. James's Park.
Yeah. What's your guys' thought on the game?
I thought, it's more about Sheffield. I thought Sheffield, I see them getting max 5 points this season. I don't see them winning more than one game. I think they are the worst team in the league that I've ever seen. They're like 15-year-old boys playing. They have no structure when they play, and they don't have any decent players in there. I thought, it was also like Anish said, Arsenal never came out of their first gear, and it was just literally 5-0. If that's happening to you, then there's a big problem. I don't know how they finished second last year in the championship. I don't know what's changed, but they are not. They should never be. This is the worst set of 3 teams I've ever come up, I would say.
In your
Yeah,
lifetime.
100%. They are just they're diabolical. The quality that's come up this year, but I think it was a walk in the park for Arsenal. They never ever looked unlikely, like in any trouble. They were just, very comfy. They got to rest a few players. They got to rotate. I think Gabriel was rested and a few others. So it means that the squad stays fresh. They scored a few goals, good for the goal difference. Helps that side of things. You never know. That might be an important thing towards the end of the season if the team's going to be that close. So, this is all you could ever want from a performance like that.
It's been a very long time since I've actually had a Premier League game where I felt, you know what, it's going to be a walk in the park. Like, not for 1 minute did I actually feel worried about the game, and I forgot how that feeling was. Like I have to track back 20 years maybe, or 20 years on how bad the league was back then. That's how bad back I need to track back. Because after Mourinho, the Chelsea's came in, the Man City's came in, Liverpool started playing good, etc. All the teams started to accumulate money as well because of the Premier League deals. But this is a very long time, and I don't think we're gonna get any shitty teams like this for another few years or so. Because I don't know how Sheffield United managed to get promoted last year. It makes zero sense. Like, the quality they show is literally like 12-year-old kids playing in the park.
They are a championship side and they have not improved on that.
I don't think the championship side at all.
They have not improved since last year at all. Literally, they are bad. They are bad.
They're gonna get relegated. They will get relegated this year. Next year they'll get relegated again, and the year after that they'll go. I reckon they'll go to League One or something like that.
They'll do a Sunderland.
Yeah.
Man thinks they're in free fall.
To be fair, at their rate they're going now, they're on average to get 3 points this season.
I think there will be Derby's record. They are absolutely. I don't know. Like, I don't know how they got up. They're just awful. Absolutely awful. Whoever doesn't beat them this year is gonna be the butt of the jokes.
Everton.
That was nearly.
we were in that boat. We got bailed out.
Oh, didn't Tottenham scored 2 goals in 95th minute against them?
Yeah. To be fair, Tottenham nearly lost to them.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but then again, the away form is bad, but the home form is decent. So
City needed a late winner against them as well.
Yeah,
I think it's just the quality's not good enough. They didn't improve on last year.
So Nish, I wanted to ask you about this performance-wise of how Arsenal's been performing. I personally believe that we haven't even kick-started our season properly yet. Like, the standard that we had last year when we kick-started the season, we were flying. We were producing really good football, scoring a lot of quality.
It was electric.
Yeah.
Literally.
This year, it feels very lethargic, very slow. Reminds me of Bengal's football. Like, they literally spend more the possession percentage is literally spent on Gabriel's and Saliba's feet. It's just literally 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And then he goes to the wings, comes back again to Zinchenko, goes back again, goes to Raya. I just don't know what's going on. Like, are you worried about this?
I am, but I think in terms of what Arteta wants, I think he wants to give up the sort of how he performed last year and have like more control sort of thing. So he wants like 90% of possession and stuff. And I don't think we'll ever see that sort of football that we saw last year, because we saw by the end of the year, we ran out of energy. We were burnt out. Every player dipped in form. So he wants this more conservative control sort of football. So we'll see at the end if it's the right approach or not. For me, I personally prefer the style we had last year, where it's just electric. Every game we were winning. It was over by the first half an hour. It reminded me of Liverpool a couple of years ago. But again, it's the heavy metal football that we were playing last year. It took its toll. So we'll see. I'm not a fan of this controlling style of play, but for him, Arteta is producing results for him, and we're still unbeaten. So that's what he's going to take to the bank.
Let's move on to Liverpool's game now. Nottingham Forest, opinion?
I thought it was similar to the Arsenal game. I thought it was just a standard result. You knew what to expect. I thought it was control from the start. Salah, Szoboszlai, thought them two played really well. They controlled the game, and they're the reason we scored all 3 goals. I think that's where all of our goals came down that right side. It's a shame on Diaz what's going on with him. Hopefully they find his dad safe. But the attack going down our right wing is so much more effective down the left compared against the left side when Jota's there. But the good thing is Jota's a good poacher and he can score. And our defense looked really strong yesterday as well. Or yesterday as well, which I don't usually say in the first 20 minutes of games. But I thought it was just a good controlled performance, I'd say.
All right, quick one, lads. Your opinion on the game?
Yeah, Liverpool are looking very, very good this season. You know, Szoboszlai is the one that's impressing me the most. And they're returned back to how they were a couple of years ago. And I read a stat that they've only lost once in the last 21 games, and that was only because of a 96-minute winner by Tottenham. So, you know, Liverpool probably do have their sort of mojo back now. So I think it's good times for Liverpool if you're a Liverpool fan.
Yeah, I agree. I think they're ticking over very nicely, slowly, and they're sort of sneaking in the background, they're keeping up with the top 3. And I think they will be in the top 3. I think they'll be between you guys, Arsenal, and City for the title. You just can't write off Liverpool, particularly they've been down that road. They've won the league against the Pep team. They know how to sustain that. So I think quietly in the background, I think they'll like the fact that no one's sort of paying much attention to them, and they'll be happy that Tottenham are getting all the plaudits in the minute. That allows them to get off it and keep the pressure off. So they're ones to watch for me.
All right, let's go on to predictions, guys. Mitt, do you want to give a quick update on what the positions are right now?
Again, it's not a good week for me. Everyone else, all 3 of you got the same amount of points, predicting all the results and getting the Liverpool game correctly as well. I got all the results, but didn't predict anything. So, Bav's still ahead on 34, then followed by Nish on 30, then you on 29, and me on 22.
Okay.
So the first game, what is it? Who's United facing? Fulham. Is that home or away?
Away.
Bav, what prediction is going to be?
I'm gonna go 1-1. I think it's going to be another intercepted performance, but the Fulham aren't anywhere near as clinical as City are, so they won't. They haven't got a good striker, I don't think. So they'll have a lot of chances, but only get the 1 goal. And United will get a scruffy equaliser.
I'm going for a United win. Shockingly, I'm going for 2-1 United win. I think it'll be like the Sheffield game, where it'll be lots of nervy moments, but I think United will sneak a win.
You reckon United's going to win away to Craven Cottage?
I don't think Fulham are that great either.
They drew against us, so
yeah, somehow they're 14th in the league.
That's really high for United to United.
Yeah. That's someone that'll give us trouble, apart from the bottom 3.
They struggle against a team that was at the bottom of the league. So I think it's gonna be. It is a hard call, but yeah, I'm gonna go for a draw as well. Yeah, I think it will be a draw. I'm definitely not backing United to win there. I think it will be. You know what? I'm gonna do what Bav did, 1-1 safe scoreline.
You know what? Screw it. I have to be the outlier. I'm gonna go Fulham win.
Let's go for Fulham win. Managed to go for it now.
I'm gonna go 2-1 Fulham.
To be fair, if you're going to back against us, this is probably the best one to do it on.
Yeah,
United are so shy.
You could go anywhere. And then the Liverpool Luton away.
Comfy regulation win. I think I'm going to go 3-0 again to Liverpool.
Yeah, I'm going for 3-0 as well. Comfy, absolutely comfy.
Rishi.
You don't fucking 3-0 win.
It's gonna go for 3-1.
Screw it, I'm gonna go 4-0.
Wow.
I might as well be separate from all of you.
You don't want to be 2-0.
Huh?
You don't want to say 2-0.
No, because these lot are shit than Nottingham Forest, so it could go the other way.
Well, Liverpool will be at home because of all the council flats at Luton, so they'll feel right at home.
And then Newcastle Arsenal, Baz.
Ooh, tough one, but I still think Arsenal will win this. I think they'll win. I'm
Is
gonna
that
go
St James
2-0.
Park?
It's either St James's.
I'm gonna go same as last season, 2-0 to Arsenal.
Nish.
Yeah, we won there our worst time last year. We were on our worst patch of form, and we had Jorginho in midfield, and we still won. I still think we'll win there, even though St James's is the toughest outside of Etihad and Anfield. So I'm going for 2-1 Arsenal.
I'm gonna go for. We will definitely concede. So I don't know what Bavik said 2-0. Last year was a fluke that we didn't concede. I can't see us going the clean sheet again. You'll change your scoreline, Bav.
It's locked in.
I'll keep it. I have faith in Arsenal.
I'm gonna say we're not going to score 3 goals either. I think it's gonna be 2-1, just like what Nish said.
To be fair, they don't have Tonali anymore, so you don't know how they'll play. They'll play good or bad.
And Isak's injured as well, but Wilson's the goal scoring machine.
And you know me, I have to be different here. I'm gonna go 2-1 Newcastle. I think Arsenal smash hell. This week I'm gonna get full 9 points.
Being an outlier to all of us, you know, that's just causing detrimental chances of you catching up to us.
I know. By halfway through the season, Bam's gonna have more than triple my points.
Man's just gonna go for every single differential going forward.
Isn't it?
Even if it's
You'll probably nail it 1 week, I think. You'll probably nail it 1 week.
Yeah,
you might be like, but by then you might be like 50 points behind us.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be too late. Yeah, exactly. That's why every week you go opposite to what we all said.
That's why I'm 12 points behind Mike already. That's 4 correct scorelines.
You know what it is?
That's
You just
what
dig
you
in the
need.
hole and you just want to. You try and dig yourself out the hole.
Yeah, I'm trying to trying to get to the other side of China.
Yeah, so guys, thank you for coming on. We're gonna wrap it up now. So guys, if you guys are new to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. Please show this video some love. And we'll be back next week. Peace out.